Welcome to Top Shelf Men. I'm Reese. Today, we're going to talk about why you should be careful about the red pill content you choose to consume. Now, there are a lot of great red pill content creators out there, but then there are also a lot of grifters. For example, you'll see a lot of women out there calling themselves red pill content creators. And the reality is that these women, they are always managed by their online pimps. It could be their boyfriend or their husband. And the reality is that these women, they're out there looking for simp bucks. These types of women, they like to feed on guys' feelings, making lonely men feel that they found their unicorn that says what they want to hear from a woman. And that could be the simp that realistically, he's red pill aware, but he just doesn't want to do any of the work. Or the guy that is desperate to find a tradcon. So these women, they will spout red pill talking points parroted from male red pill content creators. And then the guy's going to feel, oh my God, I found this woman. She's a unicorn. She says everything that I've been taught to think. They feed on these particular guys. And that's how they get those simp bucks. You can tell that these women have no idea what they're talking about and they're insincere from the things they talk about because everything they say breaks down into slogans. Everything they say breaks down into bite-sized voice clips that can be monetized to make men feel a certain way. And then also, they will mix these red pill slogans with foo-foo magical thinking crap because at the end of the day, they're still women and they have no idea of the burden of performance that men have and the things that we have to deal with in the world that we live in, because the reality is that these are women. They live in the reality that, oh, everybody's wonderful to me. If I ask for help, everyone's here to help me. And they have that wiring that, oh, that's how it also works for men. But we all know it doesn't. You'll also notice that these women have no ability to take any kind of criticism, especially when you ask them questions to elaborate on the slogans they like to spew. Because, again, they were coached by their managers, so these are not their own thoughts. These are not their own experiences. They're just spouting something because they are a product. They are basically a red pill content creator with tits. That's all they are. The same way you have Twitch streamers. A lot of the biggest Twitch streamers, they can't play the games. All they do is basically wear as little as they possibly can and try to see what they can push with the boundaries to try to get those simp bucks of like, oh my gosh, she's so beautiful. Like there was that one Twitch stream, thought that she literally made thousands of dollars by just literally recording herself sleeping and the simps were just donating. The next red pill content creator to be careful of are males that give out advice that they obviously don't follow themselves. The reality is that if you are really red pilled, it does affect the way you look at things. It does affect the way you live your life. Once you become red pilled and you start to understand the dynamics and you understand that everything in society has basically been a lie, the foods they tell us to eat, the health advice they give us, the things the government tries to force you to do, how they try to make you get into college debt and then basically have your crappy McJob. And while your college debt just continues accumulating, you become a wage slave. So it does affect the way you live. But you have many guys out there rolling out red pill advice, and it's obvious they don't practice what they preach. And these are the same kind of guys that'll tell you to pay for their wham into English translation books or to take their pickup courses. And of course, they're gurus and pros while they're using their simp bucks on weight loss surgeries, steroids, hookers, and a lot of them are even openly posting about the things that they're doing. Or basically they're renting a fake lifestyle to tell you, oh, look, you pay me money and you'll be as successful as me. It doesn't work that way. The only way to become successful in life is you have to work on yourself. There is no life hack. There is no shortcut. This is why you have to choose the red pill content you consume wisely. And I've also noticed that most red pill content falls into one of three categories. But before that, do me a favor. Help this channel grow by liking the video and subscribing. This way, the message gets out to more men, and as this channel grows, I'll be able to dedicate more of my time to making more content for you guys. So subscribe and like, it really helps me out. Now, back on topic. For the three types of red pill content that I notice that most fall into, first you have the theorists. The theorists are the kinds of red pill content creators that love to talk about the different studies, all the different statistics, and they're great. But And what I notice is that they spend hours talking about the stats and the numbers while giving no actionable perspectives. The next type of red pill content are the advisors. They are the opposite of the theorists. They give very general, actionable advice that worked for them, but you are not them. That's why it's also important that with these types of content creators, you find a kind of content creator that is a good fit for you, someone that has similar characteristics. And then finally comes the red pill content creator that is kind of the junk food of the red pill. And these are the entertainment and lifestyle. These are the kind of guys that are into plastic women on their shows, very retarded 304s, or they do reaction videos to some stupid thought on TikTok or something. And this is the junk food of the red pill content. And as such, you have to treat it like junk food. It's fine taking it in small doses, but you have to also understand that this is purely trash entertainment, like watching Jerry Springer back in the day for the people from my generation. It's not meant to teach you anything or help you in any way. It's just entertainment. Now, all three have their place in the content you consume. The theorists are fine to help you think about the bad experiences and the good experiences that you have had. And it helps you understand why women are the way they are, because they are not the same as us. As society likes to lie and say, oh yeah, women and men, they're exactly the same. Actually, women are now men, or men are actually now women. For the guys that give actionable advice, their actionable advice is not going to work for everyone the same way. So you have to find actionable advice that actually fits your God-given talents and your faults. Because we all have different strengths, we all have different weaknesses. So you need to find someone that gives advice or has a way of looking at things that kind of suit your perspective, mind you, while you're trying to be the best version of yourself. And for the entertainment and lifestyle red pill content, you have to treat it like junk food. You cannot eat junk food every day. If you ate junk food every day, you will get fat, you will get depressed, you will not attract anyone. You will become the worst version of yourself. Once in a blue moon, it's not going to hurt you. But if you focus on just consuming that content, you're never going to get better. Basically, all the women are going to look like dumb hoes. They're all plastic. You're basically going to black pill yourself. And that content is very addicting because it's easy and it doesn't require you to think or reflect on yourself, because there is no self-improvement with junk food content. So you have to trust your instincts from your time on this earth to determine if the guy whose content you are consuming is a grifter or a genuine person. Again, grifters, like a broken clock, they're going to be right twice a day. But at the end of the day, if they are not being their true self, being honest with who they are with you, why should you listen to them? If they're not even listening to the own things they are proselytizing. So you have to trust your gut instincts, and it's fine if you're wrong. You will get a feeling that this person might be a grifter, look into it, and if you find out that, okay, they're married to a single mother, they're browbeaten by their wives, and they act like they're like this guy that's desirable, and oh my god, I have all these women, but then the reality is that they have one ugly girlfriend that treats them like crap, then why should you listen to them? It's like listening to financial advice from a homeless person. I slowly got red-pilled throughout many bad experiences with women, as I was a blue-pilled beta. Thankfully, I was good-looking enough that I didn't have issues getting steady long-term girlfriends, but then those relationships would blow up in my face and turn into emotional disasters. And that's why I got into consuming red pill content and reading the books. Because at the end of the day, listening to somebody's lecture doesn't have the same impact as sitting down, reading a book, thinking about it, and highlighting the important parts to review later. Because there's a lot of concepts that are like, this sounds right, but I've never had it explained to me so clearly, which is what drew me more into the red pill. And in my red pill consumption, I also ran into the grifters. I read a lot of their blog posts, I listened to their shows, I listened to their lectures, and I watched their videos. And then they weren't living the life that they were claiming to live. Everything that they said was a 180 to the reality that they had created for themselves. And that is when I decided to start making my own red pill content, because I really wish that a lot of the things that I learned through trial and error were actually explained to me. It didn't mean that I wouldn't make those mistakes myself as I kept getting red pilled. But what it would mean is that as things happened to me because of my blue pill conditioning, as things blew up in my face, I would have a quicker understanding of what happened, of why things happened the way they did. Instead of having the shock of like, why is this happening? I thought men and women were exactly the same. This is what I've been taught. And I really wish that there was somebody there that would have been there to help explain that to me. Explain to me the nature of women, why things are the way they are, instead of being like, oh my God, my version of reality is a lie and it's really, really painful. That's why I make this content, and realistically, it is to teach the things I wish I had been taught growing up. As it is better to go through the pain of killing the beta inside you, inside us, from the things we are taught, instead of letting it get to the point where the beta kills you. And thank you for watching this video to the end. Let me know what your experience has been in your red pill journey in the comments below. Like and subscribe to help this content get out to more men, helping more men in the process. This is Reese. See you next video, guys. Peace.